This is going to be one of the most interesting seats. People are saying that Purvanchal is going to be a contest. My prediction is that Ghazipur and Purvanchal is going to be the seat to watch. And a special report on that tomorrow on India Upfront. But today, we are counting down to the Prime Minister starting his meditation after the silence period for the final phase of the Lok Sabha elections 2024 starts. And for that, he has chosen Kanyakumari. He is going to be there at the Dhyan Mandapam at Vivekanand Rock. Now, the symbolism of this is not hidden from anyone. The fact that this is the southernmost tip of the country, which sees a confluence of different waters. So it's about confluence. It's of course associated with Swami Vivekanand himself, not to mention the fact that time and again, the Prime Minister has laid emphasis on the importance of the south of India in not just his politics, but also his view of what the country's ethos should be like. That we should not talk about South India as separate from the rest of India in any which way. So, a member of parliament from Kashi is going to be in Kanyakumari at a time when Kashi and the rest of India is going to be voting. That said, politics naturally has started. This, remember, is the silent period. Also remember that this is a constant effort by the Prime Minister. In 2014, he had paid tribute to Shivaji Maharaj. In 2019, he had gone and meditated at Kedarnath. And this time around, he is going to be meditating at Kanyakumari. But the Congress, Samajwadi Party, RJD, all of them have said that this is nothing more than an effort to try and do proxy electioneering. If it is a silent period, then why is the Prime Minister carrying out this entire spectacle? In fact, the Congress has even approached the Election Commission saying that if there is any televising of the Prime Minister's meditation, which by the way is going to start tomorrow evening and is going to continue till the evening of the 1st of June, the day when the final phase of polling is to take place, they are going to consider it a violation of the Model Code.
किसी परोक्ष रूप से साइलेंस पीरियड में जो चुप्पी रहने का समय होता है 48 घंटे चुनाव के पहले, उसमें कोई भी नहीं, चाहे कितना बड़ा लीडर हो, वो किसी रूप से, सीधे रूप से या परोक्ष रूप से कैंपेनिंग नहीं कर सकता। हमें कोई आपत्ति नहीं है, कोई व्यक्ति, कोई लीडर कुछ भी करे, मौन व्रत रखे या कैंपेन करे, लेकिन वो साइलेंस पीरियड में इनडायरेक्ट कैंपेनिंग नहीं होनी चाहिए। ये सीधा आदर्श संहिता का उल्लंघन है।
ध्यान का मतलब होता है ना कैमरा लेके मत जाइएगा प्रधानमंत्री जी। ध्यान का मतलब होता है आत्मचिंतन। कैमरा लेके गए तो फिर तो कैमरा जीवी है साहब। कैमरा मुक्त मेडिटेशन करिए तो आपको ख्याल आएगा कि बीते पूरे 7 चरण में आपने किस प्रकार की शब्दावली का इस्तेमाल किया। उसके लिए प्रायश्चित भी कर लीजिएगा। हमें कोई विजुअल्स नहीं चाहिए, बहुत सारे विजुअल्स हैं आपके, तब समझूंगा कि आपने ध्यान किया है। अन्यथा इसको मैं ढोंग और पाखंड के सिवा कुछ नहीं मानता।
All right, so is this politics or is this really about taking a break for meditation and self-introspection? Joining us on the debate, we have Guru Prakash, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Lokesh Jindal, political analyst, Harish Mohammad Ibrahim, political analyst, and we'll be joined by senior journalist Anant Vijay in just a bit. Guru Prakash, the fact that this is going to be on TV, it's going to be an evocative image. We remember those images from Kedarnath where the Prime Minister was inside a cave meditating. Is that not going to galvanize the voter, you know, with its Hindutva, Hinduism overtones? Isn't this proxy campaigning?
No, Padmaja, I think it's your interpretation and it requires a very intelligent antaryami to relate a meditation to voter behavior pattern change. And I'm sorry, I don't agree with this position meditation is someone's personal business, and this is an interference which is being alleged by the Congress party and a section of all the opposition parties. We have to understand the Prime Minister is practicing meditation not for the first time in his life. He has been doing this since so many decades. But the opposition that is completely rattled because they ran an entirely negative political discourse in the last 2 months of election. Now they're afraid. They're absolutely rattled because they reflected zero vision, zero imagination. And now when the people of India have made up their mind that on 4th of June we would see a Bharatiya Janata Party, a NDA forming 400 par, now they're finding excuses that who should be blamed. Is it the Prime Minister meditation to be blamed? Is it the EVM to be blamed?
Okay.
Is it the voter pass industry blamed? Who is to be blamed? So it is just the opposition, the entire opposition beating around the bush. Please do not interfere in someone's own personal business. And we understand that you have a problem with spirituality. We understand that you have a problem with religion. And that is the reason that the country has seen that more than 500 years, Ram Lalla, Ram Navami happened for the first time only this year. This was because of your hypocrisy, your dual standard, and your complicated position on religion, on Hinduism, on Sanatan, on culture, and our civilization, which we have to understand, Padmaja.
Lokesh Jindal, why is meditation a problem? What if he was doing yoga? What if he was doing Kapal Bhati in the morning of the 1st of June and he put up a picture? Would that also be a problem? What if he said, I'm doing Anulom Vilom today?
Padmaja, till the time it remains within his personal capacity, it's personal. But then the moment you exhibit it to the public at large, it no more remains personal. It becomes a public affair. The Prime Minister may certainly practice meditation, yoga, prayer, whatever he wants to do. But the moment he clicks pictures, videographs it, puts it into public domain, puts it out to the public, he is exercising his speech and expression. So when we talk about freedom of speech and expression, it's not always via words. Many of the times, it is by your actions. Now here, the Prime Minister was occupying a constitutional position. He is head of the government. And right now, the elections are going on. The code of conduct, it restricts any individual who's participating in the elections to restrict himself from uttering anything that is communally charged or has religious overtones. And this entire act of the Prime Minister speaks loudly of his personal religious affiliations, and it deviates from the model code of conduct.
Exactly. How is this about his religious affiliation? How is this influencing the election? For him to be sitting there meditating, and as far as broadcasting pictures is concerned, even if television wasn't to put out his pictures, there is social media. Nothing stops him from saying, I am meditating right now and putting out his own picture. How are you going to stop that?
Padmaja, in his personal capacity, he is free to do whatever he wants. Whatever he wants, whatever way he wants to practice his spiritual side of life. No, we don't have anything to do with it. But the moment you put this out in the public sphere, it no more remains personal, it becomes political. So this act of the sitting Prime Minister, speaking loudly of his religious affiliations, is very much against the very spirit of model code of conduct. And we would expect the Election Commission of India to take
just
due
out of
cognizance.
curiosity though, Lokesh Jindal, are you suggesting that if the Prime Minister was not to be meditating, people suddenly would be very confused? Is he a practicing Hindu? Is he a very committed Hindu? Like, people would be absolutely confused and they would just not know what to make of the Prime Minister's personal beliefs. Is that what you're suggesting? And just by the way, he is going to Kanyakumari. If he has to influence elections, he should be influencing elections in Uttar Pradesh, in Bihar, in Bengal. He, if anything, should be sitting in Kolkata. He should be going to a temple in Kolkata. He should be sitting in his own constituency, Varanasi, and going to the Kashi Vishwanath there. Who will he possibly influence by sitting and meditating in Kanyakumari?
Padmaja, he can also meditate quietly in his room, at his home. But the very fact that he chooses the entire PR team to Kanyakumari, has the entire coverage done, and the entire act broadcast and a political message given as a dedication to Swami Vivekananda and his own personal affiliation, it no more remains merely meditation. It becomes very much a public display
let me bring
of
Anant
his
Vijay. अनंत विजय जी, अगर सच में ये सिर्फ ध्यान लगाना था तो ध्यान चुपचाप कमरे में लगाया जा सकता था। ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ राजनीति है और इसको वोटों के लिए एक तरीके से मिल्क किया जाएगा। कैन दैट बी डिनाइड?
पद्मजा जी, विडंबना देखिए कि वोटों के लिए राजनीति की जा रही है और वोट खत्म होने के बाद की जा रही है। ये बड़ा अद्भुत संयोग प्रधानमंत्री ने राष्ट्र के सम्मुख उपस्थित किया है कि जब 7 चरणों के चुनाव होने थे तब तो वो न कहीं ध्यान पे गए, न कहीं योग किया, न कोई पीआर टीम लगाई, न उनका कुछ हुआ। और जब 7 चरणों के चुनाव संपन्न हो गए, लगभग मतलब 6 चरणों के संपन्न हो गए और आखिरी चरण का चुनाव है, तब उनको क्या जरूरत पड़ी इस बात की, ये कोई नहीं समझा पा रहा है। लेकिन क्या है कि राजनीति करनी है तो राजनीति के लिए लोग कहते हैं धर्म को राजनीति में नहीं ले आओ। अरे भाई, कोई कह रहा है कि आपको करने को, आप क्यों करने जा रहे हो वहां? आप मोदी को क्यों पीछा कर रहे हो? उसके पीछे मत जाओ, वो जा रहा है ध्यान करने, उसको ध्यान करने दो। लेकिन पूरे विपक्ष को ये लग रहा है कि ध्यान लगाने से ही सत्ता वापस आ जाएगी, और ध्यान लगाने का जो काम है वो कोई पहली बार नहीं हो रहा है पद्मजा जी। मैं सिर्फ इतना कहना चाहता हूं हमारे सारे मित्रों को कि जो मोदी के ध्यान लगाने से जिनको समस्या है वो उस समस्या के निराकरण की दिशा में कोई काम करें। और सबसे अच्छा निराकरण तो यही होता है कि अगर आपको वो पसंद नहीं है तो उसको अवॉइड करना शुरू कर दो। आप तो दिन रात सुबह शाम चर्चा करते रहते हो उसकी। और ऐसा नहीं है कि इस देश में बहुत सारे राजनेता हैं जो ध्यान लगाने जाते हैं, कोई विपश्यना में जाता है, कोई कहीं जाता है, कोई मंदिर जाता है, लेकिन नरेंद्र मोदी की व्यक्तित्व में ही एक ऐसी चीज है कि वो खबरें उनके साथ साथ चलती होना भी चाहिए। तीसरी बार प्रधानमंत्री बनने जा रहे हैं देश के, तो मुझे लग रहा है कि लोगों की रुचि भी उनमें है और जिस प्रकार से वो अपने व्यक्तित्व का गठन करते हैं उसमें लोगों की रुचि होना स्वाभाविक है।
Harish Mohammad Ibrahim, just out of curiosity, what stops anyone else if you think that Mr. Modi is pulling voters one way, you do whatever activity you think is going to be impressing your voters, you know, you do your own puja or you don't do puja, you do a recitation, I don't know, whatever it is, and equally put it out in the media. What is stopping the others?
Padmaja, as rightly pointed out by my earlier speaker, I want to reiterate the same thing. If a Prime Minister who is sitting in his Constitution office, when the moral code of conduct is in place, even though the first phase of elections is over in Tamil Nadu, still the moral code of conduct is in place across India. And if he is a prominent citizen, that too holding a Constitution portion, if he has some moral left, he shouldn't be doing this, number one. Number two, if someone is going to meditate or if someone is going to a religious place, doesn't need a media glare to be present 24/7 to be put out to the public glare when the election is ongoing, and that too with the last phase of election, which is on round the corner on a religiously pertinent place, where he is going and making sure that spirituality, where we are, whatever said and done, it is in a Hindu dominant majority area, where the voters will be making sure to have an affinity towards whatever the things which Modi is going to do in Kanyakumari. So as per the moral code of conduct, it is against the principles of Constitution, and as a citizen and as a Prime Minister of this country, he shouldn't have done that. And any day, if it is done
Which
before,
principles of the
it is not
Constitution?
going to make it right while he is doing it right now, right? There is a constitutionally
Which principles of the
citizen,
Constitution?
that too holding a post doesn't have to have any affinity, doesn't have any. Article 14 and Article 15 clearly stated that the Constitution who have been taken an oath shouldn't be in favor of any caste, creed and religion. If the meditation is not guided by any religion, but the media glare which is on the moral code of conduct during an election time, which is going to make sure some kind of retrospection should be happening with the electoral mindset. So this kind of mindset shifting from electoral
Okay, Guru Prakash, respond.
or during the last
It's
phase
the
of
media
election,
glare which is suspicious.
Padmaja, I want to show this image to your viewers and to the fellow panelists as well. Mr. Rahul Gandhi, in front of about 100 cameras, he is doing a puja at a Shiv Mandir. What is this? Is it also a violation of Model Code of Conduct? Is it also a violation of the principles of Constitution? What are you mentioning about? Padmaja, like I said, no force in the world, no law in the Constitution. I challenge on your show tonight. You give me one article of the Constitution that categorically mentions that a sitting Prime Minister cannot meditate. कोई प्रधानमंत्री हिंदुस्तान में ध्यान नहीं कर सकता है. ये कौन सा आचार संहिता कहता है? मैं पूछना चाहता हूं आपसे, ये कौन सी संविधान की धारा कहती है कि कोई देश का प्रधानमंत्री चुनाव के दिन ध्यान नहीं कर सकता है? We have a freedom of religion, sir, and that freedom of religion in the Constitution of India categorically states, and let me make this very sure, that no force in the world can stop any of us to do the meditation, to do the dhyan. A man's spirituality is his own business, and let's not interfere. What you call politics is this, where Mr. Rahul Gandhi, who is otherwise saying कि ये temple जाते हैं, वो temple जाते हैं, and castigating them, he, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, because of political compulsion goes to a temple. This is called political opportunism. This is called mixing of religion and politics, and not when for finding solace, when for finding emotional balance, when for finding stability, one goes to meditation. What's the problem in that? I don't understand. This is beyond my comprehension, Padmaja.
You know, I have to ask you this, Lokesh Jindal. You know, frankly, I can't even believe we are debating this. Is now the election at a point, as Guru Prakash says, where things are looking so dim that you are looking for the most facile of reasons and saying, oh, the votes have come for the BJP because the Prime Minister went and meditated. That's a little over the top by any standards, don't you think?
Padmaja, for any functioning democracy, the elections ought to be fair during their entire conduct. And this fairness of election is something which has been raised. The matter has been raised by Election Commission itself. In fact, if you look at the track record during this entire election, there has been more than 2 times that the Election Commission has issued some form of warnings to all the political parties to refrain and check upon their conduct. In fact, the Prime Minister went on himself to admit and confess that he had in fact delivered something erroneous, and he stated that he shall not do Hindu-Muslim, and if he shall do it, he shall not be fit for the public office anymore. He admitted it himself. The idea is, are we gonna keep all these moral codes as mere sermons, or are these going to be applied in the day-to-day conduct of the political parties? My friend Guru Prakash, he showed a picture of Rahul Gandhi ji. He is offering his prayers at a temple. I would condemn that also. I would say that all political parties must refrain univocally from all these forms of mixing religion with politics and come out clean, and must discuss on issues that are more important rather than communally charging the entire atmosphere. It is against the Constitution and against the moral code of.
So according to you, this is the new radical definition of secularism, where even going to a temple by Rahul Gandhi is mixing business with politics. Why even have the name Rahul or Narendra then? Let's just name everyone XY so that their religion cannot be determined at all. Maybe that will communally surcharge somebody by saying, oh, I know what his religion is, now I must vote for him. That's a really strange definition of secularism, or not mixing religion with politics. But let me show you one picture, Guru Prakash, which is, you know, these memes, etc., which is doing the rounds on WhatsApp with all these images of the Prime Minister when he had gone to Kashi Vishwanath. That image of him saying 400 par. So that imagery, even if you're not doing it overtly, the charges, it is being milked by the BJP to sort of marry the two covertly.
Padmaja, you would very well remember that we have been saying Mandir wahi banayenge before all these political leaders even were born. To be very precise, I think generations have made the supreme sacrifice for us. So for us, temple, our culture, our civilizational consciousness is not a matter of politics. Let me make this very clear on your show. धर्म हमारे लिए आस्था का विषय है और पीढ़ियों ने संघर्ष किया है. सो जब हम कहते हैं मंदिर वहीं बनाएंगे एंड फाइनली दैट राम मंदिर कम्स अप, इट इज द पीपल ऑफ इंडिया, इट इज द हिंदूज अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड हु आर सेइंग दैट वेदर 400 पार और नॉट, आई थिंक टेम्पल हैज बीन द सिविलाइजेशनल कोर फॉर generations and that is something which has to be celebrated. Now what will happen on 4th June or not, that is a separate question altogether, but we have to understand. My friend Lokesh very rightly pointed out, we do Hindu Muslim, but you do only Muslim. That is the problem, that an overseas Congress president had to say wealth distribution होगा. Your former prime minister had to say कि देश के संसाधनों पे पहला हक मुसलमानों का है. So when you do Muslim, it's absolutely fine. It's absolutely lawful. It's absolutely constitutional. But when we do Hindu Muslim, when we talk about 1.4 billion people of India, when we talk about the SC, ST, OBC, when we talk about the Garib, Dalit, Vanchit, Shoshet, Pirit, then that becomes a problem for you. I don't understand. You accuse us of Hindu Muslim. We speak on behalf of 1.4 billion people, but you speak on behalf of Muslim. Mani Shankar here, Salman Khurshid, so
they are not
many
saying that you
leaders
don't bring this up in the elections. They are saying, they are saying, and Anant Vijay, the opposition is saying, by all means, you do your brand of politics, whether you want to do Hindu Muslim or Muslim. They talk about Sanatan Dharma, etc. But do it when the campaigning is on. Don't misuse it when you're supposed to be silent. That they are saying purely on a technical ground is against the MCC.
भाई मैं तो पद्मजा जी अभी आपके शो पर मुझे पता चला कि संविधान में इस तरह की बातें भी हैं. मेरे लिए तो बड़े आश्चर्य की बात है. और पता नहीं कौन से संविधान की बात करते हैं. वो एक छोटा सा संविधान का भी इन दिनों गुटखा बहुत प्रचलन में है. लोग हाथों में लेके लहरा रहे हैं उसको. हो सकता है उस संविधान में ऐसी व्यवस्था कोई हो. मेरे हिसाब से जो संविधान बाबा साहब ने बनाया या जो हम लोगों ने पढ़ा है, उसमें कहीं भी किसी को इस प्रकार की रोक नहीं है. अगर रोक होती तो चुनाव आयोग, इतने सारे नेता पहले मंदिरों में जाते हैं नामांकन के पहले, उसके बाद नामांकन करने जाते हैं. वो क्रॉस द पार्टी लाइन ऐसा होता है. अगर आप देखें तो सिर्फ प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी, अच्छा उसमें भी धर्म का उपयोग कहां हो रहा है इसमें, ये कोई नहीं समझा रहा. सब उसके दुरुपयोग की बात कर रहे हैं. पहले ये तो चर्चा करके बता दीजिए कि धर्म का उपयोग वोट लेने के लिए किस प्रकार से ध्यान लगाकर हो रहा है. एक व्यक्ति जो ध्यान लगाने जा रहा है वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ मौन रहकर 2 दिन बैठेगा, वो एक शब्द नहीं बोलेगा, उससे आप वोटर प्रभावित हो जाएगा. और जो व्यक्ति कुर्ते के ऊपर जनेऊ पहन लेता है, जो व्यक्ति एक नेत्री हाथ में त्रिशूल लेकर जाकू टेम्पल में फोटो खिंचवा के देती है, वो धर्म का दुरुपयोग नहीं किसी को नजर आता है. वहां संविधान बहुत सुरक्षित रहता है. और जब नेहरू जी धर्म दंड लेकर जा रहे थे पहली बार कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली के डिबेट में, तब जब गंगा जल का छिड़काव हो रहा था डॉक्टर राजेंद्र प्रसाद के घर पर, तब नेहरू जी ने ये कहकर मना कर दिया. लेकिन जब उनको कहा गया कि भारत में अगर आपको राजनीति करनी है तो इस प्रकार के छिड़काव करने पड़ेंगे, ये मैं नहीं कह रहा हूं पद्मजा, ये सिंगापुर यूनिवर्सिटी के प्रोफेसर कुडेसिया की किताब में लिखा हुआ है और पूरा प्रसंग है. तब धर्म का उपयोग और दुरुपयोग नहीं हुआ. अब धर्म का उपयोग और दुरुपयोग होने लगा एक व्यक्ति से जो खामोशी के साथ 24 घंटे रहना चाहता है. मैं सिर्फ ये कहता हूं कि इस प्रकार की जो राजनीति होती है, इसमें बेवजह संविधान और पीपल्स रिप्रेजेंटेशन एक्ट और जो मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट, इन सब की बातें लाकर अपने बातों में वजन पैदा करने का प्रयास होता है. अगर प्रधानमंत्री धर्म का इतना दुरुपयोग कर रहे हैं, अगर मॉडल ऑफ कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट की धज्जियां उड़ा रहे, तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट चले जाइए ना. किसी ने रोका है क्या? सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जाइए, दूध का दूध, पानी का पानी हो जाएगा. लेकिन कोई वहां जाने को तैयार नहीं है. हम सिर्फ ज्ञान देंगे, लेकिन जो सही बात है लोगों, मुझे लगता है कि ये सिर्फ नैरेटिव बना. ये कल से मैं एक बात कह रहा हूं कि ये परकोलेशन ऑफ परसेप्शन की जो थ्योरी है उस पर काम हो रहा है कि किसी तरह से अपने परसेप्शन को नीचे तक परकोलेट कर दीजिए. तो वही हो रहा है विपक्ष के. अब दूध का दूध 3 दिन बाकी है, अब दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो जाएगा. किसने किसका उपयोग किया, किसने किसका दुरुपयोग किया, किसको जनता ने आंखों पे बिठाया, किसको जनता ने नकार दिया. तो बस 2 दिन शेष हैं, फिर देखिए क्या होता है.
पानी से याद आ रहा है that Rahul Gandhi actually decided to make some good use of the pani. Is the opposition literally feeling the heat, Mr. Harish? Because if you have the DMK saying what they want about the Hindu religion, that is all considered as their personal opinion. A Raja can say we are working towards the extermination of Sanatan Dharma. That's his personal opinion. That's not political. But a prime minister sits quietly, and that is apparently political. Are you feeling the heat as Rahul Gandhi showed by pouring water on himself?
गर्मी है काफी.
Not at all. There is no heat, nothing whatsoever. Only thing is, we want the Prime Minister Modi, who is holding a constitutional office, do whatever he wants to do, but not at the media glare when the moral code of conduct is in place. Simple. Plain simple. If he abide by the constitution, if he values the constitution, let him do it. Anyone has his legally binded to go
But
ahead
Anand
and
Vijay
do
just
whatever
said,
they want.
this has got nothing to do with the
Legally,
constitution.
they can confess and profess and propagate.
Sir, again and again, you are quoting the constitution,
that is where
but
you-
both
that is
the
where you
panelists on the other
mistook.
side are
That is
saying
where-
which
that is
part
where
of the
you
constitution
mistook
says you're not
article-
allowed to do this. Name it chapter and verse. Where does it say you're not allowed to do this?
Madam, let me explain. Article 14, 15 and Article 21 has clearly stated that if you want to go ahead and propagate and profess your religion, you are bound to do that. But any single constitutionally abided, whoever takes a position on a constitutional post doesn't have any authority or affinity towards any one kind of particular religion. And what Mr. Modi want to do is, he's not going to do any religiously practicing human being in India. They doesn't take an entire camera crew with them, right? And if Modi ji wanted to do his religious activity, if he is abided by the religious aspects in his consciousness, then he doesn't want to take an entire camera crew along with them. And why does someone who is going for a meditation
Is he allowed to post a
should take
picture
an
of
entire
himself?
camera crew and make sure it is a story to be told to the entire India for before 2 days or 3 days back? So the hidden agenda behind that is plain.
What if he
simple.
just posts a
He
picture
want
of
to send
himself?
a signal before the 7th phase
How
of
do
the
you know
galaxy.
there is a hidden agenda?
Sorry? How do you know, ma'am? Because
How do you know
we
there's
know
a
our
hidden agenda?
Prime
Maybe
Minister
he's
Modi
just
ji
doing
how
it for
fond
personal
towards this
enrichment.
camera.
I know as much.
Of course.
I can read his mind as much as you can read.
Then,
You are reading a hidden agenda. I think maybe he genuinely just wants to unwind.
Then
It's
he
been
doesn't
7
have,
long phases. He just wants to sit by himself and
Then he
unwind.
doesn't have any business to take an entire camera crew. Ma'am, then he doesn't have any business to take an entire camera crew along with him when he sits for a meditation, number one. And doesn't have to make it up a story
Okay,
for the
very
entire
quickly,
Indians
final
to
words,
know
Anand
it
Vijay and then
before
Guru
2 or 3 days
Prakash.
before.
कैमरा क्यों
When
है?
the 7th force of-
ध्यान कीजिए, कैमरा को दूर रखिए.
मैं उसके पहले मैं पद्मजा जी सिर्फ एक बात कहना चाहूंगा. इब्राहिम साहब अभी कह रहे थे कि आर्टिकल 14, 15 और 21 में, तो क्या इस देश में किसी प्रधानमंत्री को पुलों के उद्घाटन करते समय नारियल नहीं फोड़ना चाहिए? क्या गणेश जी की मूर्ति को अनावृत करके किसी भवन का अनावरण या लोकार्पण नहीं करना चाहिए? क्या आज तक 75 वर्षों से तमाम प्रधानमंत्री और राजनेता, क्या इंदिरा जी को रुद्राक्ष की माला नहीं पहननी चाहिए थी? वो भी तो धर्म का प्रदर्शन है. तो जब संविधान की आप व्याख्या करते हैं, तो संविधान को जब व्याख्यायित करते हैं तो उसके पीछे की भावना को भी देखा जाता है. इब्राहिम साहब, आपसे अनुरोध सिर्फ इतना है कि जब संविधान को कोट करें तो उसकी जो परंपरागत व्याख्याएं हैं उसको भी ध्यान, और जो कन्वेंशन हैं, संविधान के धाराएं जब व्याख्यायित होते हैं तो कन्वेंशन के साथ होती हैं. अगर संविधान को थ्रेडबेयर उसी तरह से एज इट इज ले लिया जाएगा तो आज तक तो नारियल फोड़ते हुए किसी पुल का उद्घाटन कोई प्रधानमंत्री नहीं कर पाएगा. तो मैं सिर्फ ये गुजारिश करता हूं कि जब हम संविधान को कोट करें तो संविधान की भावना के साथ. रही बात कैमरा की, अब क्या कैमरा और क्या इसकी बात करें, लोग घास काटते हुए कैमरा ले जाते हैं. बताओ, जब आप रोपनी कर रहे होते धान का तो आप लेपल माइक लगा के और कैमरा लेके, और जो धान बोने वाली महिलाएं होती हैं उनसे जो बात करते हो, जब आप ट्रक पर बैठते हो, जब आप टायर वालों के साथ बैठते हो, जब आप फल मार्केट में जाते हो, जब आप साइकिल मार्केट में जाते हो, सब जगह तो कैमरा सारी पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज लेके जाते हैं. मुझे ऐसा नहीं लगता कि प्रधानमंत्री को सिर्फ इसके लिए आप बैशिंग कर सकते हैं कि वो कैमरा लेके क्यों जा रहे हैं. और क्या आप श्योर हैं कि वो कैमरा लेके जा रहे हैं? क्या अब तक ऐसी कोई घोषणा प्रधानमंत्री कार्यालय से हुई है?
Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. I think this was again one of those classic examples whereas there has been a premature outrage and at something that hasn't happened yet, one, and two, people have read into what hasn't happened. I, for one, am unable to read anyone's mind. For those who can, the Congress has already gone to the Election Commission. Let's see what happens. For the time being, though, thanks very much, all gentlemen, for joining.